Karoline Leavitt rattles off during the briefing a list of these heinous acts that have been committed by these gang members. She's talking about necrophilia and explains to the press corps that it's having sex with a dead body. She talks about one of these guys cutting the heart out of an American. She talks about all of the. I'm telling you, it's worse. What she said was like a rated R movie in that press briefing. She was reading out the list of these violent criminal offenses from these gang members. And you would think she was reading a Dr. Seuss storybook. The media completely unfazed by it. I'm telling you, she went on like a 4-minute rant of listing all these crimes. And these are American lives that she's talking about, that have families, that had to go through this. And the media just sits there like, oh, when is she going to stop talking so that I could just ask my next question about protecting illegal immigrants? I'm telling you, you want to bang your head against the wall in that briefing room. You're sitting there going, Jesus, God in heaven, listen to this. This is terrible. You think after she was done speaking, you would think everyone should have said, hey, let's have a moment of silence here. Let's have a second of prayer and reflection. What she's reading is something out of something Rambo would do to the bad guys trying to take over his cottage or something like that. Like the brutality of what she just read should at least hit you emotionally somehow. But nothing stopped them in their tracks. They're right back. Next question. Oh, but how do you know that you got the right people that you're deporting? You said this guy was. They're so concerned about protecting the due process of people, number one, who are in the country illegally, and number two, a part of one of the most vicious gangs we have in all of this part of the world. They're so concerned about it. They didn't care about. They weren't in the press briefing asking Karine Jean-Pierre or the whatever her name was, the redheaded one, Saki. They weren't in there asking, hey, are you sure you got the right people with January 6th? Are you sure that the grandma you arrested that was just walking through the Capitol is supposed to be behind bars for this long? Are you guys sure that they had due process? Are you sure you got the right people? The FBI is raiding their homes and breaking in, and all this person did was just walk in there and take a selfie. Are you sure you got the right people? They didn't ask any of those questions. They didn't give two shits about the due process of the January 6ers. They didn't care. Due process was never a word that came out of their mouth in relation to January 6th. Zero. They didn't care. These people were in there suffering for trespassing for years. And the media didn't even bat an eye. Never once pressed Joe Biden, hey, these are American citizens that are in a prison simply because they walked into the Capitol and were guided around by the police. And the video that they tried to hide proves all of that. These are people walking in between the velvet ropes. And they're like, oh, but what about these people? Okay, we're not talking about those people right now. We're talking about this person right here, this grandmother that walked in between the velvet ropes and was guided around by the Capitol Police. She's in prison. Why is that? We never got those questions. We got more questions from the press about a fucking MS-13 gang-banging leader. Are you sure you got the right guy? Did this guy get due process? Guy's got 15 gang tattoos on his throat. Are you sure you got the right guy? We need to protect him. Guy cut the heart out of an American citizen. And Karoline Leavitt tells you this in the briefing room, and you don't have one emotion in your body that connects to the American family that was destroyed because of these people. Nothing. You don't follow that up with Jesus, God in heaven, Karoline. Could we just have a moment of silence in this room? No. Are you sure you got the right guy? Should be ashamed of themselves, all of them. This is why I'm saying people think that, and the left wing, they don't know any better. These people with the media has them so hyped up and so anti-Trump that they're out there keying strangers' cars. That's how delusional the media's got these people. You have people that you would think are normal, rational people, teachers and, regular people you would see at Dunkin' Donuts. Like, you seem like normal American people. They're outside with their key and they're keying a stranger's car because they think that the owner of the car is a Nazi. The media's got them so wound up, they could get them to do anything. And then they watch this CNN, MSNBC, and they think what they're getting is actual news from journalists, and it's all bullshit. And I'm as a guy, an outside guy, a regular guy off the street, a blue-collar guy, working-class guy that's in the room with these people, I'm telling you, it's all fake. The whole thing it's all bullshit. I'm telling you. They're not in there to report the news and give you journalism. It's fake. But no matter what, it's not going to stop the train that's rolling downhill with the way that they manipulate the minds of these people in America. It's unbelievable, the free press. It's a joke. The guardians of the truth, the protectors of the narrative is what they are. They have an agenda. They're in there with an agenda, and it ain't to give you the truth. They keep calling on these people. I understand they want to get the message out, whatever it is. If I was Trump, I'd throw them out. I would throw them out or put them in the back. Let the new media, the real media get up front and ask these questions so we can move the ball along here. We can move forward with the ball. Ask questions that are relevant to what Trump's trying to accomplish here. Not these speed bumps that are in there trying to undermine Trump, make him look bad, get half the country to rally against you. Let's knock it off with these people. You like I said, you go through the election cycle, 90% of the stories are negative. What do you need, 100% of the stories negative before you throw them out of there? They believe that they're the gatekeepers of the truth. They're not. They're phonies and frauds that are in there, so you should throw them out.